What's up, everybody? This is Kieran Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live playing Wuchang, Ball and Feathers. There's been a massive patch that addresses a lot of the issues that I have with the game. It originally came to PC, so I knew it was coming, I just didn't know when, and it dropped this morning. Echo. Oh my god, I'm gonna hurt my cat. I'm trying to go after a plastic straw. Oh boy. Okay, I'm live. I had to make sure. God never give me the God never please me do the short route and so God never give me the Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'm still thinking about that. Actually, I don't always tag you guys in every stream. I only tag you guys into a couple of them. So I don't want to annoy you guys too much. But it's good to see you, man. But they dropped a patch that I've been waiting for. I actually really like this game, but there were some issues and some jank. And they dropped a patch today that massively fixes issues that people had. Like, one of my big problems was it would take you fucking forever to get up after you get knocked down, and enemies could get in repeated hits. So they, like, you could get hit once, get knocked down, and then they fucking wail on you. Like, 10 hits, and it was a problem, and they fixed that. Like, it was not just me, a lot of people had a problem with it. And I decided to start over to kind of perfect my build. So, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a deal breaker, but it was really annoying. Like I said, and it wasn't like every enemy. It wasn't like it ruined the game, but it was really annoying. But now, and you know, it would be one thing if, like, they would knock you down and then get a hit in on you, because, I mean, they knocked you down. But it's like, oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. They could fucking wail on you.
You're awake. You're tabot. You're the feathering with your scales.
And then, elevators
carried out of the Reverend Temple.
Could take forever to come down to you.
Walk out on Xuanyang's some of the worships right. I am Tao. Oh, but don't worry. This place I can trick some thieves from. You can find.
I was seeing this dialogue, so I'm just skipping through it. Some of the elevators were super slow, waiting for them. So, they triple the speed they come down, so you don't have to wait ages for the fucking elevator. And just shit like that. You know, some enemies were really immune to stagger, and it was really annoying. Like, honestly, none of it was like, oh my god, this game's broken. It's just, like, them taking into account player feedback, which is great. and I appreciate it. Because even as it was, I liked the game. I like this game a lot, actually. I think I'm probably actually going to get the try and get the platinum for this. And I don't do that unless it's a game I really like. So I did like the game anyway, but it's really great to see them listening to fan feedback and fixing it. And then they're planning more patches. So, you know, and I think people ripped this game a new asshole because it had some optimization issues, but this game is literally made by a developer that had no fucking prior experience, that had never made a game ever, so, and they're a smaller independent team, so people were like holding this game to the standard of like massive AAA releases, and it's like that's not really fair when this is their first fucking game, and they're a smaller team, like, and you know, I'm not excusing problems. Problems are problems, it doesn't matter who makes it. But I do think, like, it is much more excusable to have problems when you're a first-time game developer, and when you're a smaller team than, you know, like FromSoft that has had optimization issues with their game the entire fucking time. FromSoft games, like, I love FromSoft. I played Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring, pretty much 100% all of those games. Numerous times. Their games are optimized for shit. Their games have always had issues, and people just kind of give them a pass for it. Like, Elden Ring, for example, yeah, it is pretty good. It is really good. Expedition 33 is fucking amazing as well. So, you know, Elden Ring had a horribly optimized PC launch. I remember seeing people say the PC version just sucked, and it took them ages to get it, and it still has all kinds of issues. Elden Ring had, like, frame rate drops on PS5 and Series X, where if you wanted the best frame rate, you had to play the PS4 version on PS5, even though it wasn't even, yes, pretty much, yeah. Like, literally, Elden Ring wasn't even graphically impressive by PS4 standards. And that's basically what it was. It was a PS4 game they gave bells and whistles to on PS5. You know what I mean? It wasn't a native PS5 game. And the fact that you had to play the PS4 version on PS5 to get a solid frame rate was ridiculous. And nobody ever mentioned that about Elden Ring. They didn't bomb the review scores for Elden Ring. They didn't say, fuck this. You know, but for Wuchang, it had some optimization issues, and they bombed the fucking Steam rating, put it into the negatives, said, oh my god, this sucked, and it became a match of controversy. And like I said, not only is it unfair to have this double standard, but if we're going to talk about, like, the double standard, like, if anything, people should be more lenient on Wuchang, because it's a first-time developer. FromSoft has been doing this for ages. They've been using the same engine since fucking Bloodborne. So they redid their engine. So since 2015, yeah, 10 years. And how many games have they done on that engine now? And they're still having problems. I didn't play it. I didn't play Elden Ring Night Rain because I'm more of a single-player guy. And even if I do play multiplayer, that's almost like a Battle Royale wave thing. If I play multiplayer, I just want to kill other people. So I didn't play Night Rain. But I also heard it similarly had the same performance issues Elden Ring did. So it's like, yeah, it's like you didn't fix any of the issues from Elden Ring. And I mean, that's essentially what it was. It was like a lot of stuff taken over from Elden Ring. So it's like you could have at least fixed the issues. Nope. And it's even worse because it's multiplayer. Frame rate issues are bad enough in single player, man. But when you get in multiplayer, nope. But nobody does that. Everybody's sucking fucking their dick. And you know, I love FromSoft. I love FromSoft. This is coming from somebody that they are one of my favorite dev teams. That does not mean they should get a pass. And calling them out is the only way they improve. People letting them ride is why their games continue to be optimized like fucking ass.
Well, look who's back. Feel it now. Don't believe me, eh? How about I
So obviously,
to someone worthy?
anyone in their right mind
You know how it
would
goes.
have more
No
patience,
sweet
or should have more
dreams without
patience for
crushing
Wuchang being
nightmares.
having some jank and being poorly optimized from a first-time developer on a modest budget than FromSoft that has a huge budget and has been doing these games for 15 years.
The belt pinwheel.
Yeah, 2009. So yeah, 15 years. So, and they've already made massive adjustments to this lock issue that people bitch about. They fixed the elevator issue. They fixed like individual adjustments that people complained about. And the game came out. This game came out July 24th, I believe. So this game hasn't even been out a month yet. It's been out like 2 weeks, and they've already made major improvements. Whereas Elden Ring still has massive problems. 2 years later, it's probably most likely never going to be fixed, ever. Well, you know, by them. Of course, there's all kinds of fan patches and shit you can get for Elden Ring that fixes it, but that doesn't get them off the hook because the community fixes it, you know what I mean? Ah, damn it. So, if you're gonna hold them accountable for bad performance, cool, but be consistent about it. Don't say, well, because I really like this developer, they got a pass. No, it doesn't work that way. The only reason why this game kind of gets a pass for me is because, like I said, this is a first-time developer. Like, I think it's reasonable to give them a pass. More of a pass. Not like a complete pass, but to be more understanding because it's their first time. Yes, okay, there, yeah. Good point. Some games have microtransactions and people lose their fucking mind. Other games, oh no, it's cool, and it could be less, more or less, like, yeah. Like, people will bitch about microtransactions, man, and then they'll go and say how much they love Genshin Impact.
Wuchang, over here. Your arm. It's me. By you. Your arm. They say it. I scouted the chute. See the lights out. You will need to find out if you encounter. Oh, and this bamboo. The fireflies. I've tested it since we got to the refugee. I will track. I'll leave marks. Monster!
Yeah, that is fucking awful. I really don't like that. See, you know, the way I view microtransactions is how they're done. Obviously, I wish that there was no microtransactions in a game you buy. Should not have any, I think. But if it's done in a correct way, then I can live with it. Now, most of Capcom's games are fine with the microtransactions. Yeah. I think most of their games do microtransactions ethically. Where you don't ever need to spend any money to feel like you had a complete game. So, you know, like, Dragon's Dogma. You can use it to get more port crystals or whatever and all that shit, but none of that is necessary, and it's on par with Dragon's Dogma 1, that didn't have microtransactions. Thank you. Yeah, right? Key point. Thank you. But, yeah, like I was just saying, with Dragon's Dogma, I feel like the microtransactions are acceptable. Nothing is there that's gated. And everything is there for a valid alternative. It's just if you don't want to play the game. They don't like gold port crystals.
Hello, lady. Are you the
And I think the people that got mad at Dragon's Dogma, where the people that got mad at Dragon's Dogma were people who didn't know about Dragon's Dogma. Like they were introduced with 2, so they thought, oh, they're throttling fast travel. Oh, they're doing this. That's they're hurting the game. No, this is how Dragon's Dogma 1 was. That didn't have microtransactions. It wasn't them including it. It was them making it so if you wanted to just say fuck it and get 1,000,000 port crystals, you could. But like it wasn't like, oh, we designed this game to engage money from you. No, we just kept it how it was in Dragon's Dogma 1 that didn't even have microtransactions. They stayed true to the design of Dragon's Dogma 1. Some would say to a fault. It really just depends on how much you like it. Some people wanted more change, but then diehard fans wanted it. But yeah, so people who got mad didn't really understand the issue. They weren't familiar with Dragon's Dogma. They thought they were doing those things to do it, and it wasn't. No, that's like how Dragon's Dogma 1 was. And of course, it didn't bother me, because I played Dragon's Dogma at launch, and knew, okay, oh yeah, limited port crystals. Like, I knew how it was going to be. But you'd think, if you're going to make a judgment on a game, you'd at least do your research, but I guess people can't be bothered to do that anymore. Yeah. Well, thankfully, with Resident Evil, the things that you're talking about are just like deluxe weapons that were not in the original game. That were like weapons from other Resident Evil games. Thank you. Yeah. That's why I didn't really mind it on Resident Evil, because you could spend $10 to get the deluxe pack, and the weapons they added were from other Resident Evil games, like a crossover pack, like you get his pistol from Resident Evil 6. So they didn't take anything out of the original RE4 and then charge it separately. This was like, we're adding weapons from crossover, and if you want to pay $10 extra, you can. And at the time, Resident Evil 4 was $60. So you could spend $10 extra to get this content pack and still spend what you would spend for most other games. Capcom didn't go in at the full 70. So in that case, I thought it was okay. And then of course they added like, oh, if you don't want to upgrade the weapons with money, you can just get an upgrade ticket. But none of that was required. The game gives you more than enough money. It's literally just, if you want to be lazy and you just want to have it handed to you. So I thought Resident Evil 4 Remake did it okay. Like, obviously I would rather it didn't have it. But I never felt obligated, you know? And that's how I felt about Dragon's Dogma. Like, okay, if I really wanted to have 80 fucking port crystals, I could. But I never felt like, oh, I need to do this or I have a lesser experience. It felt like Dragon's Dogma 1. Which, for all the people like me, and you, that love Dragon's Dogma 1, that's kind of what people wanted. So, and like I said, people who judged it were not familiar with it. And that's basically how I go. You know, Ubisoft, I know a lot of people hate on Ubisoft. They're kind of like the company to hate. I kind of go against the grain. I love Ubisoft. I have always loved Ubisoft. They are one of my favorite companies. And I don't care how popular it is to hate on them. I feel how I feel. And I feel like people hate on them just to hate on them. They definitely make mistakes. They definitely have done things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, duplicate it. Yeah, exactly. That's, once again, you're totally right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the game gives you enough port crystals. It's literally just for people who feel lazy and they don't want to do it. Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean. They glaze FromSoft. And that's what I mean, like, I disagree. On a fundamental level, I disagree. Just because you like a game company doesn't mean you should excuse their shit. Does not. And if you're gonna excuse their shit, if you're going to excuse their shit, then be honest that you're biased. Like, if more people said, well, I just really like this game company, so I excuse their shit, I would say, okay, you know what? You're honest about it. We're all, and you know, in all fairness, everybody's a bit biased towards their favorite companies. You know, I try to be subjective, I really do. Or, I'm sorry, objective. Objective. But I'm gonna be more forgiving of shit from a company that I really like than a company I don't. And I'm honest enough to admit that. But even with those companies that I like, I still try to hold them to the same standard. And I try to call out games I like. Just because I like a game doesn't mean that I'm going to excuse it. It's bullshit. And I have called out games I like for issues. Like, anyone will tell you, I have very vocally called out FromSoft's shitty optimization of their fucking games. So, I will play the game and say, you know, I love FromSoft, but they really need to fix their fucking optimization. They need to make good PC ports. I mean, obviously, I don't even play the PC port. You know, I'm a console gamer mostly. But even still, they shouldn't be excused for making a shitty PC port. If you're going to make a game on PC, do it right. Or don't do it. Nobody makes you release it on PC. So, even though I'm like, oh man, I love this game, I will call out the bullshit. See, I can't really tell you much about that because I don't really do the multiplayer in Dark Souls in any of the FromSoft games. Like, I don't even really summon, man. Like, even, like, AI creatures, I don't really summon. I don't even really summon. Not because, like, I'm one of those, well, it doesn't count if you summon. Just because I like the challenge of doing it myself. I don't judge people who do summon. There are some people who are real big assholes, and they judge people who do summon. I don't. I just say I prefer to do it myself. Also because summoning is a limited resource you can't count on. So I'd like to say I'm good enough. Give me 1 second. I have a tickle in my throat from the weather, and I'm going to cough 10 times because my OCD. The cough is genuine. The 10 times is OCD. I don't want you to think like I'm fucked up or anything. I'm not okay. I'm fine. Like, it's just OCD. It's a wonderful, wonderful mental illness. Yeah, I have seen that. I have seen stuff like that. I'm just saying, I personally can't attest to it. I don't like to talk about things that I'm not acquainted with. Some people will talk out of their ass. Yeah. Some people will talk out of their ass. I do not. If I don't know, I will tell you. Yeah, the cheats. Yeah, I've seen that. So, I have played the shit out of those games, but I never really fucked around with the multiplayer. I played a little bit of PvP in Dark Souls 3. That was so many years ago, and that was like a few times just to fuck with and just to say, I tried. you know, a lot of people highly regard the multiplayer in The Last of Us and Uncharted, and I never played them. And I just do not, you know, like, I'm glad that they made multiplayer that seemed like it was good, that wasn't shit. And I've heard a lot of good things. But I do not come to a Naughty Dog game for the multiplayer. I just don't. I am there for the single player, so I can't, you know, like, everybody's like, oh man, like, Faction's so good. I'm like, okay, I'm glad, you know, we're like, when they did the remake of The Last of Us, people were upset because they didn't include factions, and some people are upset about that, and I can see that, but for me, it's like, I never played it, so I don't fucking care. I'm here for the single player. But I can understand where people might be upset about that. So I try not to talk about shit that I'm not familiar with. I know that sounds like it should be a given, right? Like, don't talk about things you don't know, but you'd be amazed at how many people will talk out their ass about things they know nothing about. Hold on a second. What's up? Oh my god, seriously? Alright, I love you. Bye. Just bullshit. Another major. I have to help my aunt when she gets here, and that'll take me like 5 minutes. But, yeah, so... Yes, exactly. I agree. That's one of the things that I like about The Last of Us, is it has that twinge of reality where, like, it really happens to ants. And it really happens the way they show it. So, it's... Yes, exactly. But that's kind of what I loved so much about The Last of Us, is it has a twinge of reality where it's like a real thing. And that makes it scarier, you know what I mean? Like, and they actually did the research. And that's also kind of why, the show pissed me off, because they fucked up the basic fucking research. You know, like, they changed it so it's not, spores in the show, it's fungus that touches you like tendrils. That is not how fucking fungus works. So it's like, and it just didn't even make sense. Like, why would you change that? But I think the show sucks in general. I don't like the show. I never liked the show. Everybody sucked their dick, and I just think, like, at best, the show is a shittier version of the game. Like, it followed the plots of the game, but with worse acting, because Bella Ramsey fucking sucks as Ellie. But discounting the fact she looks nothing like Ellie, she just has no emotion. Every scene she's in, she literally does it fucking monotone. So, like, any scene with her in it, she ruins it. Like, when I saw the cabin scene between her and Joel, which is, like, probably my favorite scene of The Last of Us, and one of, I think, one of the best, one of the best scenes in gaming history. You have no idea what loss is. She did the same lines, but she fucked him up. You know? So it's like, in the game, Ellie is like on the verge of tears. You can hear her voice cracking. There's so much emotion in that moment. And in the fucking show, it's just monotone. And I'm like, wow, you ruined, like, one of the most pivotal scenes in the fucking game. Awesome. And that's her performance. She's just, you know... But yeah, so, I try not to talk about things I'm not familiar with. It seems like that would be a given, but you'd be amazed at the amount of people who, will just talk about shit they know nothing about instead of just saying, I don't know. Like, it's okay to say you don't know. Yes. Yeah, they ruined it. They fucking ruined it. That is what is so heartbreaking. And then, so at its best, the show is a shittier version of the game. In which case, like, why, if I want to see the story again, I'll play the game. I replay it all the time. Like, at least once a year, I will replay The Last of Us. At least once a year. Then they make all kinds of stupid fucking changes that don't need to be, like, giving us the sappy gay love story with Bill. And don't get me wrong, I'm not mad that Bill is gay. Bill has always been gay. I'm mad that they completely fucked his story arc up. The whole point of Bill, even the developers will tell you, was to show what would happen if Joel completely shut people out of his life and just totally gave up on humanity. So the whole point of Bill was that he had a man that loved him, Frank, and his isolation, his stubbornness, pushed him away, so he had nobody. He was alive, but he was alone. And it was like, well, this is what will happen to Joel if he just shut everyone out. Okay? So giving him, like, this sappy love story, where it's like, oh, we lived a peaceful life on a farm, and all that, is just, it's not, I don't like, people who are like, oh, you hate it because he's gay. No, I hate it because it's the opposite of fucking Bill's character. That was his thing, that he's a loner that didn't trust anybody. And that it cost him everything. It's like, you were literally, like, you made him the opposite of his fucking character. And in the show, they try to imply that Bill dies, when it's like, that's the thing, he was the survivor. So it's like, you know, like, and then they, Henry and Sam, they were perfect. Their fucking story arc was perfect. It was perfect. And then, so now we're going to Kansas City, and we're having this female army captain who's chasing after them. It's like, why do we fucking need this? Or, like, when they were first doing the story of the show, they said, oh, well, we toned down some of the action, you know, because when we were playing a game, you know, you need to be engaged with gameplay, but in a show, that would be gratuitous. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You're probably not going to have a bunch of enemy encounters as much in a show. But, you know, like, he's like, well, we don't want to make it video gamey. And then, okay, so you take the part with Tess, which is also, by the way, one of the best parts of the game, where she just has this quiet send-off where she just dies, where Joel fucking closes the door and turns away. And Ellie's trying to talk to him, and he says, enough. And, like, it's such a quiet moment where you hear a shot, just make it easy on me. And the stillness of that moment is what sells that moment. And we're going to have her French kiss a clicker and then blow up the Capitol building. That is like the most over-the-top video gaming shit you could do. You added a giant explosion where one didn't need to be. What the fuck? I thought you said we were going to be adding unneeded action. Why did the Capitol building need to blow up? What the fuck? That was just like so, and then we're not going to explain why the clicker made out with her. Like, so, like, you know, just massive lore implications. What's up? Okay, I love you, bye. I will be right back. I have to help my aunt. Just take me a few minutes. I'm not going to end the stream because it won't take me probably any time. Okay. I'm back. Like I said, it didn't take me very long. Sometimes you just get roped into family shit. But yeah. I try not to talk about stuff I don't know about. And it sounds like a simple thing, but so many people just talk out their ass. And I try to hold everybody to the same standard, even the company I like. There's always going to be some bias there. But I do try to be objective. And, you know, like, like people act like you have to either suck a company's dick and excuse everything they do or hate them. And it's like, there's room for nuance. I can like this company and still say this was a mistake. I can like this game and still say this part of it was bad. I can like FromSoft and still say they need to work on their fucking optimization. You know, but it's like, no, if you like FromSoft, you just suck their dick in everything they do. No, okay? That's a fanboy. That's a fanboy. I am not a fanboy. I'm a fan. And it's only by calling them out on this shit that any change is made. And with microtransactions and stuff like that, I take it on a case-by-case basis. I don't like microtransactions at all. And obviously, I don't think it should be in a game that you pay for. But if they're done well, I don't care. Dragon's Dogma, I never felt obligated to spend an extra penny on microtransactions. Fucking ever. So I didn't complain. And, you know, people who complained didn't play the first Dragon's Dogma. So they thought that limited port crystals, all this stuff was put there to throttle for microtransactions, and they didn't know that it had always been that way, even without microtransactions. Resident Evil, never felt obligated to pay extra. I actually did pay extra to get the bonus pack because I love the game so much. But even then, it wasn't stuff that was originally in the game. And then, the game gives you so much money that you can easily, if you get all the treasures, look around, upgrade all of the weapons. Only time you need, literally, like the weapon ticket to fully upgrade the weapons is if you feel lazy. Like, that is it. So, that is the ethical way to do it. Ubisoft. I was saying Ubisoft. People hate on Ubisoft. I have never felt obligated to buy a microtransaction in a Ubisoft game. An Assassin's Creed. Like, they don't ever gate gameplay features. Kooky outfit. I can spend extra to get, like, this Halloween outfit that I don't need. When those games already give you so much armor. Like, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, they already give you so much fucking armor and shit that it's not like, well, you know, man, I just don't, I have enough in the game. Like, no, you are drowning in armor in Odyssey as is. It's just like if you want to spend a little extra to get, like, a undead pack or some shit, but I never felt obligated to spend more than the base. Ever. So as much as I don't like it, I could tolerate it. But like, I haven't played Monster Hunter Wilds. But if they're actually making you pay to respec your character, that is pretty shitty. Or customize your character's appearance, because that is a gameplay feature you could just do in other Monster Hunters. You could respec the way your character looked in other games without having to pay for it. So that is where I think it crosses the line. And I'm very consistent about that. Okay, so there we go. Get the upgrade. Get that. That's such a useful ability. I think the two weapons that I am having the most fun with are the fucking axe and the longsword. I think it's a good combo. Okay, made a decent amount of upgrades. And I can go fight the first real boss in the game. I've got his moveset pretty. Oh wait, no, I need to rest. I forgot. I need to rest to replenish my shit. I forgot about that. I'm glad I caught that. Oh man. Are you still there, ED3, or did you vanish, man? Fuck you, brah.
Forget me not.
True power in feathering isn't about possessing it. It's about understanding it.
Judging by your... I'm Jens, I grew up here. Inside that, a few days... Since when did Mum... If it wasn't for the... Oh, and if you headed to... they say the... Not that any of you was bitten. But who knew that... Matt, with your skill... Excellent. Oh, if you ever find yourself...
Yeah, they won't let you kill him anymore. That's interesting.
No, please don't eat me. I'm just an old bag of bones. I'll only give you indigestion. Oh. I tell... Hey, kid, just a tall... Now then, if you want to know... What? Very... Don't be... Enough prattle. Now that... Life's cycle moves on. I pleaded for guidance, only to be met with silence. Fate unyielding, destiny unchangeable. Is the end of my journey but a fleeting dream?
Ah.
Hey, we meet again. Now that it took sense, not most. I'm in a good. Hey, if you come across anything. What treasures do you have for me today? Let me make an assessment.
That's funny.
Oh, but a parrot. But when chaos erupted in town, these though.
As I beseech you, keep my child.
Who dare you? However, the feather. You can. This is.
My son? Is it really you? Oh, I beseech you, as for that.
Judgment fall!
Sweet.
is more than a little bit.
Ah, fuck, you got the grab off of me. Is that gonna kill me? Hopefully it won't. Come on. Nope, it did. Oh well, I'm right there. That's why I spent all my shit. You have fallen. Yeah, well, you know, it's better than saying you have died. I get a little bit old of that. Like, no fucking shit. Like, my head's over here, and I'm over here, but I thought I was alive. I didn't know until you guys told me. When I'm dead? So, at least you've fallen, like... Yeah, free from this mortal plane, yeah, from Neo. Yeah, at least that's still... clever.
That old man is more than a little bit.
Oh, fuck. He got me in an explosion. That's not a big deal. I'll put on the Ming armor, even though I know, like, I'll take more poison damage, but it has a lot better stats. Ah. Fuck, yeah. Alright. And then we're gonna try Hardingsville. And that's why I normally buy the Golden Bandit armor, because it has better stats than the starting set. Not as good as the Ming set, but it's not weak to poison. That's the trade-off you make for the Ming set, is it's really good physical damage, it's a fucking nightmare to poison. And, you know, a lot of those bosses use poison. Oh, he got me. Okay, I have a lot of health. I think I might still be able to survive this. Okay, sweet, I did. That's all that matters. Come on, kid. Yep. Oh, then he got me with the fucking spell, you twat. Oh, what a cunt. Oh, well. I got really close that time. Like I said, normally I buy the golden armor and I have a lot of defense with that, but I decided, no, I'm just gonna wing it, you know? Yeah. Oh well, shit happens. What are you gonna do?
Old man is more than a little bit odd.
There we go. Oh yeah, get fucked!
Lord Priest, I'm sorry.
Yeah, then I go downstairs, and now I will buy the old man armor. It's just good to have in the places that have heavy poison. I talk to him,
You're quite smart.
and give him the mercurial blood.
Turn to Reverend Temple.
Do that quest. Give him the jug from the
What
boss.
treasures do you have?
Or the priest broken cane.
The bronze. Why not go and take a look for yourself?
I'm not even gonna use it. I just want to give it to him so I can say it's done.
Hey, you made it. Got some new stuff for you. Come back soon.
And we rest. I could progress underneath the thing and continue the main story, but there's a lot of side shit to do here. This village. Off the stairs. Not want to fight him in a narrow choke point. Shortcut. Yeah, I've already been that way. Okay, just making sure. Already came this way. Got it. Just making sure. Okay, been that way. Just making sure. Trying to fully explore and get everything done.
Penetration!
Shortcut! Everybody getting a taste of the whoop ass! Echo, I love you, and you know that I love you. But I told you that if you get me killed, I'm turning you into fucking Chinese food. You get that right? You don't want to be Echo Dim Sum, okay? What's up? Oh, and that fucker's still... Oh. I was just joking, man. I once made a post on Reddit. That was my first problem, being on Reddit back when I used to actually be on Reddit. But I made a post on Reddit, man, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. My cat climbed into, we had like a Chinese takeout, and my cat climbed into the box. So I took a picture of the box and I posted it, and I said, when you order Chinese food and they don't even cook it. And they were calling me racist, and I'm like, okay, well, show me how they don't eat cats, and then I'll agree that it's racist. It's not racist if it's an actual thing they do. They have an entire, like, fucking... I'm glad you like it, man. Like, they have an entire cat meat and dog meat market. I've literally seen video of it. Yeah. Well, I can honestly tell you, I probably wouldn't survive the apocalypse then, because I have not eaten my fucking cat. I honestly could not bring myself to hurt that cat. Even if it's like, she was the only thing left to eat, and it's that or die, I'd rather die. I love my cat too much. And I mean that completely serious. There's no point living if you don't have anything left anyway. Yeah, I've heard that too. But like, how accurate can that be though? Because we hear that chicken tastes like everything, you know what I mean? Or people say chicken tastes like everything, so that means we taste like everything, you know what I mean? Like, what part of chicken? Like, that's the gray area. Yeah. Probably. That is a fair point.
knock, knock. Most of the town, but if you've come ever since the rebel when it came, if you ever meet him,
I think it's one of the buildings here. She gives you the key to the courtyard.
Another. Let's not heed my warning.
You don't
Oh yeah, it's this one. Okay.
Please. Up the steps. My parents were part of the trip.
And then, predictably, it doesn't go well. Oh, they're dead? Oh, real fucking shocker. Ah, shit. If you haven't played Lords of the Fallen, by the way, the new Lords of the Fallen, I would really suggest that you do. It's really good. It came to mind because it got similarly kind of fucked over, like this game did. It was made by a studio, that had no prior dev experience. And they were one of the first people, actually, they were one of the first people actually to, use Unreal Engine 5, ever. They were, like, one of the first people to use Unreal, period, besides Epic. Like, when they started making Lords of the Fallen, it was, like, still not even open to the public. So, they were a first-time developer trying to make a good game for their first game, and using an engine that literally wasn't out yet. So, you know, it had some optimization issues, and people ripped it a new asshole. But I actually really liked it, and they have consistently kept updating the shit out of that game. In fact, I think that might be, like, the most patched game I've ever seen. They have released over 70 patches. I'm not kidding about that. Like, they worked like fucking madmen. And there's just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, they released another patch that further, like, refined the movement for walking, sprinting, jumping, and made it a lot better. And it wasn't that it was bad, it's just they improved it. Oh, that's great. That's cool. Yeah, I love it. I didn't do PvP and stuff, but I played the shit out of the base game. I have over 100 hours. Over 100 hours in it. Like, I played the shit out of it. And I played it at launch. And yeah, it had problems, but I thought it was a great game. And like I said, first time studio. And what they were trying to do was really ambitious. You know, with the whole dual world shit, like straight out of Soul Reaver. So they were not just trying to load up like this big super dense world, they were basically loading two at once. And so they were not only some of the first people to use Unreal 5, they were trying to make it do some really tricky shit with having the overlapping worlds. So, like, people, like, tore them a new asshole, and, like, this was the same year that we got, you know, like, this was after Elden Ring, and I'm like, okay, so Elden Ring comes out, and, you know, shit optimized, have to play the PS4 version or PS5 to get a solid frame rate. It's not even graphically demanding, it's just shit optimization. And, oh, Game of the Year. And then Lords of the Fallen comes out, it's like a first-time studio, with the first engine, for one of the first people to use Unreal 5. And then, Sweet, got my shit back. And killed Madness. Has a really tricky setup with the dual world, where it essentially is having to load 2 areas at any given time. And nope, you know, but they just kept optimizing it. Kept adding stuff. They added free quest lines, free sets of armor, fan feedback. They redid all the UI when they did the update 2.0. Like, so I thought it was good in the beginning. Like, I mean, I never thought it was perfect. You know, it could seriously chug. There was issues. Some of the enemy balancing was whack. Like, certain later game areas had, like, insane enemy counts where it's just, like, you couldn't fucking move your hand without running into an enemy, and they all fixed that. They reduced the mobs. Like, they were so good about working with the community. Like, they really, really were. And even now, 2 years after launch, they are still adding new shit to that game on a weekly basis. Like I said, it's some of the most, like, patched games I've ever seen. And that's kind of another thing that gets on my nerves. Is that a lot of people will call it out when a game has issues, but they won't give that same energy when they fix it. If you're going to be loud and call them out for game issues, you should also take the time to acknowledge when they fix it and keep that energy. And, you know, in all fairness, Lords of the Fallen wasn't broken at launch. It wasn't, like, unplayable or awful. It was just kind of janky and rough around the edges. It's a good game. I liked it at launch. Like, I got it, like, a few days after it launched. Because I loved Legacy of Kain. We talked about that, you know, so I saw Souls-like, you know, with fucking the Underworld thing. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. So I got it at launch, and I loved it. But they've consistently just made it better and better and better and better, and they're still updating it. And now it looks like they're actually about to announce the sequel at Gamescom. Gamescom is right around the corner, and the official Lords of the Fallen Twitter page retweeted the Gamescom announcement and said, "Soon, all will be revealed." And they already confirmed a while back they've been working on the sequel since before the first game launched. They were always intending it to be the start of a series. And then the game did pretty well financially, you know, like, for a small company. It wasn't like Call of Duty sales, but it did enough to make a tidy profit because it wasn't, you know, the biggest budget game. So they, immediately greenlit the sequel and went full speed ahead. So it's already been in development going on 3 years. Because I'm, like, 99% certain they're going to announce it now for early next year release. I'm pretty sure it's not coming this year. I'd be surprised if it did, but I'm pretty sure they're going to announce it now for, like, you know, spring 2026. So, but they're still updating the original game. And, like, nobody gives them, like, credit for that. And it pisses me off because, like, they're a small team. They were figuring it out as they went along. They were one of the first people to use a complicated engine, trying to make it do weird shit. And they just did not stop adding content to the game. Adding fucking free DLC, free quest lines, free armor, massive tweaks that people asked for, all these things. And it's like, people were, like, there to dogpile them, but not to acknowledge the massive amount of work they put in. Like I said, over 70 patches. And they were, like, during the week of launch, they were, like, releasing a patch every day. Like, I shit you not. Like, they were working like madmen. So, yeah, the game had some jank. It was kind of rough around the edges, but they worked, well, it's like fucking non-stop to fix it and make it better. And it was really frustrating to me that people were, like, tearing it a new asshole while giving FromSoft a pass when Lords of the Fallen is a much prettier, more graphically demanding game than Elden Ring. And Elden Ring couldn't get its shit to run stably. Lords of the Fallen is actually pretty game. Elden Ring, artistically, it's great. FromSoft has never had problems artistically. And Elden Ring is still a gorgeous game because, you know, their world design and their art direction is fucking amazing. When I first got down into Saphira River in Elden Ring, still gotta be one of my favorite game moments. Coming down and there's, like, a fucking underground, at first just to see how big the map is underground, with how big Elden Ring's map is already. It's like there's another world underground. Then you get in, you're seeing fucking, like, stars and the cosmos underground. It was like, what the fuck? And it was so cool, like, you know what I mean? But, like, technically, they've never been anything special. Like, Dark Souls 1 didn't look amazing when it launched. Even for 2011, Bloodborne looked good, but it wasn't even, like, among, like, the best looking games of that year. It came out, like, 2015 had Arkham Knight, Witcher 3, The Order 1886, and people shit on The Order, but you can't say it wasn't a beautiful game. So even for the year it came out, Bloodborne didn't look fucking amazing. It looked good. So FromSoft has never been, like, graphically demanding. And they didn't need to be, because, you know what I'm saying? Because their art direction was on point and all that, but I'm saying, like, if we're talking about frame rate, like, FromSoft had the same frame rate issues, and it looked half as pretty. So if we're going to give them a pass, and that really pissed me off, especially because they fixed it. They fixed the issues with Lords of the Fallen. They worked like madmen to fix it. FromSoft has not fixed the issues. If you play fucking Elden Ring on PS5, you will still get a wibbly-wobbly frame rate, even on fucking performance mode. You still gotta play the fucking PS4 version. Same with Elden Ring Night Rain. So even when they took the same engine code and they ported it over, and they turned it into like a battle royale. And it's sad too, because like people have examined the code for Elden Ring, and they found out that it was ridiculously easy. Hold on one second, I have to use the bathroom and then I'll explain. Like, they found, like, all kinds of shit, that they really could fix it if they weren't too fucking lazy. Or they just didn't care. Okay, so people, like, compiled the code, and they found out that, Elden Ring on PS5, for example, is pretty much always trying to hit native 4K at 60. And that's really demanding. But it has a dynamic resolution. It was the first FromSoft game to have dynamic resolution. That could adjust on the fly. But they set the goals for the resolution way too high. So it's constantly having to adjust the resolution. Constantly. Like, there's almost no time when it's not adjusting. And every time you do that, you get a dip. So... Oh, thank God it didn't kill me. I thought it was going to kill me for a second. I would have been upset. It has frame rate and irregularities like that. But they also found that, like, on PS4, Xbox One, they have all these measures in place to help the frame rate, and they just turn those off on PS5. So, like, it's loading in way more than it needs to. And I guess they just thought PS5 could brute force it, and then it couldn't. I don't know. But they found that just by, lowering the resolution to, like, say, 1440p, fixes it entirely. That is, like, more than enough to spare, resolution-wise. And it's not dynamic. So just by lowering the fucking resolution, not changing any other settings besides lowering the resolution, he was able to get it running on PS5 at a lock 60. Because this was Lance McDonald, the guy who came up with the Bloodborne 60 FPS patch, became a big thing. So he has a hacked PS5, so he was able to modify the code on his PS5. But other than that, same PS5, and running perfectly. So literally, all they had to do was lower the fucking resolution. And they can't. That is what is such a shame. You know? Or, and they could have kept all the settings the same. And they couldn't even do that. And it's like... and then how many fucking FromSoft games have had bad fucking horrible frame pacing? All of them. Fucking Elden Ring Night Ring, if you play that game at 30 FPS, it literally has bad frame pacing. And it's like the easiest thing to fix. He found out there was some problem in like their frame rate limiter they put on, so just by using the default frame rate limiter and the PS5 dev kit, he was able to fix it. So like just literally using the stock shit, and like every fucking FromSoft game has a terrible frame pacing at 30 FPS. And just by fucking using the stock shit, he was able to fix it. And you're telling me Elden Ring has sold 30 million copies? And it has. Yeah. Well, I mean, Dragon's Dogma did have frame rate issues at launch. It did. I mean, there's no way around that. Like, it was uncapped. It was wildly all over the place. You know, it did not ever hit 60. But see, they fixed that. They made the performance dramatically better. They added a frame rate cap. So when you go into quality mode, you can have it locked at 30. Like, they listen. People bitch about the frame rate pacing on the FromSoft games. They never fix them. So it's like their last 5 games have all had okay. The last 5 games they've had was all fucking had the same issue. And then not only that, but you know, with Dragon's Dogma, man, Dragon's Dogma is actually a really pretty game. It's actually really technically demanding. Like, the fucking streets of Grand Soren, man, so pretty. Very, very dense. So, even when Dragon's Dogma had frame rate issues, it wasn't good that it had frame rate issues. Of course not. I'm not going to excuse, you know, frame rate issues. I always believe in having a smooth, stable frame rate. That's the most important thing to me. I'm not a graphics whore. I'm a frame rate whore. I play games for the immersion, for the sense of being in another place in another world. When I'm playing a game and I get lag, it instantly breaks that immersion. It reminds me I'm playing a game. So, like, even if a game looks really pretty, if the frame rate, it does, yeah. Even if the frame rate is, really pretty, or, I'm sorry, not what I'm, even if the game is really pretty, if the frame rate is shit, it breaks my heart. And makes it a struggle for me to play it. That is the thing I care about the most. So that's what I believe that they should always do. Get it locked at 60. Or at least give me the option. But especially have it be a stable frame rate. But it's more excusable for Dragon's Dogma 2 to have frame rate issues than it is Elden Ring. Because Dragon's Dogma 2 actually is a very visually demanding game. It actually pushes the hardware. It looked really, really good. It had a lot of complicated NPCs, a lot of stuff, so obviously I don't want any game to lag. I want any game I play to have a smooth frame rate, ideally. But I'm more forgiving in Dragon's Dogma because, well, at least it pushes the hardware. Fucking, Elden Ring didn't even push the hardware and it ran like shit. I mean, they're both bad. At launch, they fixed it, like I said. They're both bad, but one is worse. You know, like, Elden Ring wasn't even great by PS4 standards. There was much prettier PS4 games. So on PS5, you have no problem hitting 60. At all, like, ever. It's just poor optimization. That's the thing. The sad thing. You know, you can't fix... It doesn't matter how good your system is. You know what I mean? Shit. Yeah, thank you. Exactly. Like, you totally get it. If, yeah, I can't fight this guy. I'm gonna run. I don't have enough. Shit, I was out of healing. He's a hard fight. I love FromSoft. They're one of my favorite developers. In terms of, world design, I think they are, like, the peak of their game. I don't think, they are, like, one of the very best in the world in gaming when it comes to level design and world building. Their worlds are so complex and multifaceted, and that's why people love them, because their worlds are just dripping with atmosphere. And their worlds are just so well designed. The boss fights are fucking legendary. You know, some of the best boss fights I've ever played have been in a fucking FromSoft game. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Old King Allant. Yeah. You know, so many fucking amazing boss fights. in fucking FromSoft games. So I love the company. I love the company, but I'm not going to excuse them releasing very, very awful fucking Orphan and Cause. Oh my god. Yeah. That thing fucking destroyed me. Still like the boss battle, though. Still a memorable boss battle. Even though, like, his fucking frenzy attacks, he's basically having a seizure and whacking you with a placenta. But fucking, Ludwig, the Accursed. Fucking amazing. You know, yeah, see, we were just about to say, German, be free of the night. You know, fucking, Father Gazion, or however you say it, it's a hard name to say. Fucking awesome. The way he turns, beasts around the shop. You know, turns into a fucking werewolf midway battle. Like, there's so many fucking great FromSoft boss battles. So I understand why people love them. And I'm a huge fan of the Souls-like genre. Obviously, they created it. There would be no Wuchang without Dark Souls. It created basically its own genre. So even if you, like, you know, I love Wuchang, I love all these Souls-likes, but it was the daddy. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta give credit where credit's due. It's the fucking OG. It made this thing a reality. And I will always love them for that, because I love this genre. I really love this type of game. It really speaks to me. But that doesn't mean they get a pass for the bullshit. And it's gotten less and less acceptable as they've done games. You know what I mean? Like, especially now with, like, Elden Ring, they hit a new tier. Like, Elden Ring has sold, like, 30 million copies. That's one of the best-selling games of all fucking time. Like, that launched them into the stratosphere. So now, like, their technical issues are even less acceptable. You know, and, like, people ripped Cyberpunk a new asshole over its performance issues. And they should have. I love Cyberpunk, but the way that Cyberpunk launched should not have been that way. But that's what I'm saying, like, Cyberpunk and Elden Ring came out the same fucking year. And one gets fucking lambasted and well, no, I'm sorry. It came out. Yeah, Edge Runners came out. Yeah, I'm sorry. Cyberpunk came out before. I'm sorry. It came out before, but nobody has the same energy. Like, oh, optimize your game, okay? Where is that energy for fucking FromSoft? We're saying, optimize your game. Fool, got you. They should. Totally in agreement. Where is that energy for them? That's my hang-up. You gotta keep the consistent energy. Or you can just say, well, I'm biased to FromSoft because I like them, so I'm gonna say that. And then, you know what, I might be like, well, you know, it sucks you can't be more objective. But honesty, you know what I mean? Just admit that you're biased. And I would have more respect for you than sitting there and, FromSoft and then attacking other developers for the same shit or lesser infractions. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It had one of the best comebacks in gaming. It really did. Cyberpunk now is fucking amazing. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna tear one game a new asshole for performance issues, then you have to do it all. You can't, oh, you get a pass and you don't. That's not the way that works. You know, like, recently, same thing happened to Wuchang. People were bitching that it was poorly optimized. And I'm like, okay, it's totally cool to call that out, as you should. But, you know, you guys are, like, ripping in a new asshole. You're review bombing it on Steam, which can really hurt a company, a small company like these people. And it's like, where is this energy for fucking Elden Ring? Elden Ring Night Rain. And Wuchang is a much prettier game than fucking Elden Ring. And they're already hard at work fixing. Like I said, they just dropped a patch today that greatly improved the issues. I don't think they'll ever fix the issues with fucking Night Ring's frame rate. And with Night Ring, it's even worse because Night Rain is a online game. Like, obviously, you want the frame rate to be good always. Oh well, I'm right there. I got a shortcut, it's not a big deal. That's the important thing. Obviously, you want the frame rate to be good no matter what. But it's a lot more important in multiplayer when you're fighting other people, you know? And so nobody has a consistent frame rate, and yeah, it's a much bigger deal. Elden Ring Night Rain didn't get review bombed. You know, people attacking Wuchang for skimpy outfits. Even though, like I said, I've only seen one skimpy outfit. I haven't seen all the outfits. There could be more, but it's only the delicate outfit that's slightly skimpy. And it's like one outfit. You're gonna tell me that FromSoft games don't have fucking, oh yeah, I'm going the wrong way. FromSoft games don't have skimpy outfits? They absolutely fucking do. Nobody is sitting there trying to cancel them over that. Oh, actually, no, I was going the right way. Fuck, I'm all turned around. And I will say, that is one thing I think, speaking of frame rates, I think that's one thing that Sony does really well that I don't think Sony gets enough credit for, is all of Sony's, like, first-party games have been really, really, really well optimized. And, yeah. Probably. Well, you know, man, if you want to invite him to the Discord, you can. That's where I spend most of my time outside of streaming, man. So if you want to welcome him to the Discord, be my guest. I'm always down to meet new people. As long as they're chill, that's the only thing I really care about. I don't care where somebody's from. I don't care what their color is. You know, what their sexual preference is. Just don't be a dick. But, you know, Sony games are very well optimized. A lot of, like, Nintendo games have run like shit because they're so underpowered. You know, games like, you know, Breath of the Wild pushed the Switch super hard. Microsoft has released games that kind of ran like shit or, like, didn't have 30 FPS mode, but Sony games, like the first-party Sony games, have all been really impressive graphically, and they've had 60 FPS modes, and, like, good 60 FPS modes. Like, locked 60 FPS, like Spider-Man 2. People shit on Spider-Man 2, I don't know why, I really love Spider-Man 2. People, like, I've seen people saying it was a disappointment, or it wasn't as good as Spider-Man 2018, I disagree, I actually thought it was much better. I loved Spider-Man 2, and the web swinging in Spider-Man 2 was fucking orgasmic. Like, the best web swinging in any Spider-Man game ever, and it made it almost hard to go back to Spider-Man 2018. For me, anyway. But that game was really impressive, graphically, with a super dense city, lots of shit going on, and yet its 60 FPS mode virtually always hit the target. I mean, you might get the odd dip here and there, but 99% of the time, that shit was locked. With ray tracing. Okay, so you had a massive open world, super dense, with fucking ray trace reflections, and there's a lot of ray trace reflections in Manhattan, where there's fucking skyscrapers everywhere, and it was still running at 60 FPS and 1440p. So, looked good, ran good, really impressive. Fucking, it's already, God, I hate those fucking things. You fucking asshole. Ghost of, Yotai. All of the gameplay footage has been 60 FPS. And most people are assuming that it's going to have a performance mode and quality mode. And knowing, knowing Sucker Punch, it is going to most likely be just fucking locked 60 in the performance mode and look beautiful doing it. So, you know, when a lot of like Microsoft and Nintendo are releasing games that are unoptimized, where the performance mode is just unlocked, we're just gonna have the frame rate unlocked. Sony has consistently been delivering games that have performance mode that is fucking rock solid. And that's another thing, like, I can't wait to play Ghost of Yotai, because it's gonna look fucking amazing, and it's gonna run like butter. You know? And I think there's a very strong chance that Ghost of Yotai will be my game of the year. Probably won't be the game industry. Oh, hey, baby. Probably won't be the game industry's game of the year. Because it'll most likely get snubbed the same way that Ghost of Tsushima did, but I don't fucking care. There's a very strong possibility it'll be mine. And I say possibility because I'm really looking forward to Ghost of Yotai. But, man, Death Stranding 2 was fucking amazing. I mean, Death Stranding 2 was so fucking good that just by itself, normally, it would be my game of the year. Like, guaranteed. In any other year, it would be shoo-in. Like, oh my god, I fucking love Death Stranding, too. And I'm happy to see you, baby. Sorry, I was in the middle of a conversation. You know how it is, with me. Once I get started talking about something, I have to finish that train of thought or it drives me crazy. I'm really happy to see you, babe. I was waiting for you to message me because you said you were busy and I didn't want to bother you. I know you have a lot going on. I was, however, thinking about you. I'm always thinking about you, but yeah. And they released the patch. You remember I told you they were going to do a big patch? Ah, fuck. I died. Oh, well, no biggie. You know, I told you they're going to do a big patch for Wuchang. They dropped that today, this morning. So that's what I've been playing. It's a really good patch. Nothing like a good old-fashioned bribe to get the kids to behave. Here, take this, Timmy, and leave me the fuck alone. Color in your books, eat your ice cream, and shut the fuck up. Oh, you know, like, you wouldn't say it like that. I'm just being funny. Like, we've all had that. It's like, just take the thing.
You'd be wide. Look, thankfully.
Yeah. It's like, just take the thing, and leave mommy alone, or mommy's going to kill you. Oh my god, they're just fucking guys, are so shitty. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm pulling your chain. She's a great mother. I have to say that because, you know, there's always going to be that one person who doesn't get it's a joke. But she's a great mother. I like to make inappropriate jokes and give her shit. Oh, that's funny. I was like, I'm not above bribing my kids. Well, you know, you get a break and they get a treat, so everybody wins. You know what I mean? I'm also slightly uppity, so I didn't sleep very well. Again, it's been a thing lately. And she who now shall be named. Well, actually, my aunt came home today. Even though she said she'd be gone days, she was gone less than 24 hours. I'm like, fuck. And then she had brought a bunch of stuff from her neighbors, her friends, and guess who had carried it in the house? So, that was fun. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not exactly thrilled about it either, trust me. So I didn't sleep, and then first thing in the morning, it's like, hey, come out here and drag my shit in the house. What are you gonna do? I, however, am glad to see you, because it doesn't matter how bad my day is, doesn't matter what bullshit I'm going through, and I go through a lot of bullshit, you always make it better. You are the panacea for what ails me. You are my Samacea. I'll workshop it. There is no situation where adding a little Sammy doesn't make it better. You're like the secret sauce of my life. Like the secret spice. Sprinkle a little Sammy on there. Well, I appreciate you saying that. It makes me feel better to know that you enjoy my streams and it makes your day better. That's ultimately the goal, you know? There's so many, like, people online that cause drama or they stir up shit. And I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to make people's days better. That's why, like, I try to avoid talking too much about negative shit or politics. Like, I'll talk about it occasionally. It's like, not like I have problems sharing my feelings. Just because I want people to come to the streams to relax, you know? I want my streams to make people feel better. Like, some of the biggest compliments that people have given me is like, you know, your stream helped me get through the day. I had a guy, Philippe, come to my channel and be like, you know, I watch your streams and it helps me get through my work day. And I'm like, that is like the best compliment you could give me. You know, like some people, like, they do drama streams and like, they're basically giving people more drama. And it's like, don't you think people have enough bullshit to deal with? I do not want to add any more. I want people to feel good, you know, about the shit, not like, hey, let's give them one more problem. And there's virtually no way to talk about politics and keep it positive. It's just, like, virtually impossible. Ah, that's funny. But yeah, you know, so, I mean, if negative things come up, I'll talk about them, just because, you know, you can't avoid talking negative stuff all the time in life. That's just not how life works. But in general, I tend to focus more on the positive stuff. You know, like, there are people, okay, just for example, Sammy, gaming channels on YouTube, and they will predominantly talk shit about games. Like, their whole thing is like, oh, this game sucks, and, shitting on this developer and all that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with calling out an issue. Like, if your game comes out and you see there's a problem, then you should call it out. But, like, that's all they do is focus on the bad, and talk about games that suck and all that, and, like, you know, first of all, I don't want to subject other people to that, just non-stop fucking negativity. Second of all, I don't want to do that. I want to play games that I actually like. And, I mean, you know, if you make your living playing games you don't like Angry Video Gamer, that's cool. He plays games that are awful, that's, like, his whole shtick. And he's hilarious. I could never do that. You know, if I hate a game, I don't want to play it. And I feel like playing a game you don't like is literally just wasting your time. And well, in my opinion, it is. So, I will talk about, you know, me and ED3 were just talking about issues with FromSoft games, you know, and I will talk about something negative that comes with, like, oh, I think that's stupid. But in general, you know, I try to also be positive. Yeah, exactly. I try to be positive and say, oh, I like this game, or this game's awesome, you know, and not just be negative. I don't have a problem with being negative when it calls for it. Sometimes something happens, it upsets you. They'll do something with a game that upsets me, or they'll make a mistake in a game, and I will call it out. You know, I don't believe in, like, not saying something bad. No matter what. But I just don't dwell on it exclusively. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference. Like, I'll call something out when it's warranted, but I don't, like, make my whole persona off of being negative. There are YouTubers and gaming YouTubers who, like, their whole persona is negativity. And I just can't do that. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about, yeah, how, like, people have unfair double standards. Where two games will do the same thing, and one game will get a pass for it, and the other will get torn to shreds. Like, a lot of FromSoft games. I love FromSoft games, and you will eventually see me play them, Sammy. They are the games that created the genre. Wuchang is basically a Souls-like. That's the genre. And the Souls games are what created that genre, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't love this game without those games. It's kind of like the daddy that created the genre. But a lot of their games have a lot of optimization issues and run like shit. And, people give them a pass for it. And they shouldn't. Even, like, if you like a game company, you should still call them out for the bullshit. And there are a lot of people like that, Sammy, who, if they like the game company, they will never call them out on any of their mistakes. They can do no wrong, and I just don't believe in that. It's like blind adoration, idealism, and we're pointing out the double standard because games that have much less of performance issues than FromSoft games will get torn to shreds. Like this game. This game had some PC issues at launch. They're already working on fixing them. Nothing unplayable from what I understand, but it had some optimization issues on PC. And they were ripping this game a new asshole. They were review bombing the game on Steam. They were saying, oh, fuck you, and like, oh, you know, this is terrible. And, one, they gave FromSoft a pass for the same thing. Which is like, if you're going to call somebody out for that, you need to call everybody out on that. And two, I'm actually much more understanding of this game because, like I told you, this is a first-time developer. Like, this is a first-time developer. On a smaller budget. I'm obviously going to be more forgiving on somebody with their first game than a company that has been doing this for 15 years. FromSoft has been making these games for 15 years. done like 10 games. And people don't seem to understand that. And nobody's like cutting them a slack. It's like, god damn, it's their first game, man. Nobody's gonna get it right. And I think for their first game, this is fucking awesome. Like I said, most of the time, Sammy, developers' first games suck. Or they're just in. Because usually, you know, you need to get your, like, time in the industry, you need to work on it, you need to hone your craft. So, like, to release a game that's so great like this game is, and I really think this game is awesome, for your first try, is no small feat. And it's like, can you just give them a fucking break? Yeah, that's what I mean. This game honestly looks like no, I agree with you. This game looks like a much more advanced studio made it with a much bigger budget. They really were out of their pay grade, or I'm sorry, punching above their pay grade is the expression. So, people like getting upset over some minor problems that they're fixing. Like I said, they already dropped a patch that fixed the issue. You know, I bitched, and a lot of other people bitched, Sammy, about like how you get knocked down and it takes you forever to get up, and by the time you get up, they'll hit you like 5 fucking times. That's what one of the main things this patch fixed. You can get up almost immediately now. So you don't just sit there and get wailed on because you got hit one time. So people bitched about a problem. Obviously it was a problem, and they patched it. The game has been out for 2 weeks, and they're already fixing major issues. And that's some of the stuff. The patch actually fixed a lot more than just that. That's one of the main issues that people had. So, not only is it their first game, but they're diligently working to fix it. They're not just sitting there and like, oh, the game is good as it is. Like, they acknowledged it, and they were already making headway in fixing it. Remember, it's the 14th today? Yeah, it's 14th. This game came out July 24th, so it's been out like less than 3 weeks. I think it's like just at 3 weeks. Okay? So the game hasn't even been out a fucking month. And they've already made major adjustments that fixes problems people had. So, it's like, holy shit, it's like, do you not see they're trying? And it sucks that, like, I feel like this game just got, like, unfairly fucked from, like, both ends. Okay. Because people were bitching about the performance issues and all that and hurting the game. And then people got upset about the skimpy outfits. So it's like, man, they're just getting it from fucking everybody. I mean, nobody... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, like, they're a first-time developer. So they're probably not used to dealing with this kind of hate. Like, you know, that's a thing that comes with the gaming industry. Woo! Well, that's cool. And like I said, this game has a lot going for it, but like all you see is people shitting on this game. And it actually does kind of bother me. Especially when like much bigger games with much bigger budgets. Yeah. Hopefully not. The game did sell very well. I mean, relatively. Obviously, it's not doing, like, best numbers, but it sold well for the budget. So I think they already made a profit. So, and I do know that a lot of people do like this game. Like I do, and, you know, ED3 has said he loves this game. He thinks it's one of the best games of the year. And I would agree. It's not just negativity. So hopefully the good sales and the people that do like it, they'll see that there's not just all negative. Because sometimes it's easy to get lost in the negative because those are the loudest voices. You know what I mean? The biggest assholes. But, you know, and I hope they don't get discouraged because, like I said, I want this company to make more games and a DLC. I think they already said, you know, if this game did well, they would do DLC for it. So I look forward to seeing them continue to update the game because they've said several more patches are on the way. Add DLC. I would love them to do DLC for this, even though I'm nowhere close to beating it. But I know I want more when it's done. And then do sequels because they deliberately call this Wuchang. They call it Wuchang apostrophe Fallen Feathers. So, like, to me, that makes me feel like they're setting it up for multiple games. Wuchang this, Wuchang that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if they just intended to do one, they just call it Wuchang. They would need to have like a thing and say this title. So it kind of does seem like they intend for this to be a series. And that's great, because there's, like, a lot they can play with. China is a huge country, remember? So, like, this is a small province of China. Like, they could do games set in all these different places in China. So, I would you know, and yeah, I would be really upset if a developer like this was discouraged, because if they did a game that's this great, their first go, I can't wait to see what you're capable of down the road, you know? They're only gonna get better. So I really hope they don't, you know, let those assholes get to them. Because a lot of people like me really love the game. And that is kind of the toxicity that does get on my nerves. Because I believe criticism should be constructive. Just saying, "Oh, this fucking sucks," is not helpful. And it's more me than anything else. If you're going to criticize something, then you need to explain why you have problems with it. And a lot of the time when they critique these games, they don't say, "Well, I have problems with this, and this," you know? It's just, it sucks ass. And so it's not, like, if you're going to criticize something, it should be constructive. Yeah, like, everybody wants to bitch about, you know, "Oh, this sucks." And then it's like, okay, how would you do it better? How would you do better? It's like, okay, so you can bitch about the problem, but you can't offer a solution? Gotcha. Yeah, actually, it is. Yeah, I agree. That principle applies to everything, really. If you're going to give criticism on anything, just be constructive. Otherwise, you're not giving criticism, you're bitching. Let's call a spade a spade. But yeah, so, like, you don't see me do that. I will say, "Oh, I think this game sucks," or this game has a problem, and then what do? I then explain in detail, I then explain in detail my problems with the game. Like, you might hear me say, I think that sucks. And then I will say, because, you know what I'm saying? I will literally, I won't just say, oh, that fucking sucks. I will say, this is the problem that I have, and this is how I would fix it. And I give constructive criticism. I don't just say, oh, this fucking sucks. You know, like, when I talked about, like, the problems with this game, I'm like, oh, you know, getting knocked down. And I said, you know, shorten the frames. Explained. I didn't just say, oh, I don't like it. That's my thing. Like, that is not... Yeah, you get the point. Like, when I say I don't like something, I will explain why I don't like it and offer a solution. Not just say, oh, it's fucking sucks. And then they take it a step further and, like, they'll attack the developers. Like, what makes you think it's okay to do that? Like, people like that make me fucking ashamed to call myself a gamer. For example, I'm a big fan of Resident Evil, Sammy, which, you know this, I mentioned it before. You haven't really seen me play Resident Evil, but that's just because I wasn't playing Resident Evil when we met. You know what I mean? I go through phases, but I play Resident Evil a lot. And you will inevitably see me play Resident Evil, sooner or later. Because I'm a huge fan of the series. Ask anyone who knows me, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. Pretty much my whole life. One of my first memories is of my dad playing Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1. And then him handing the controller to me, and then immediately dying because you have to run from zombies. I'm like, why do I play? And I couldn't get tank controls and got fucking owned. But, you know, I love Resident Evil. I have, like, all the games. And they had a remake of Resident Evil 4. And Resident Evil 4 is, like, the crown jewel of the series. It's, like, people's favorite overall. And I love 4. So many hours of my life were spent playing Resident Evil 4. But they remade it, and the remake is actually fucking great. People were actually afraid that they weren't going to do it justice because Resident Evil 4 is considered to be one of the single greatest games ever made. Like, it's legendary. So, like, there was a lot of pressure on living up to that with the remake, especially because it wasn't, like, a graphical remake. It was, like, a top-to-bottom redesign to modern standards. But against all odds, they did a fucking phenomenal job. The remake of Resident Evil 4 is so fucking great. It's amazing. Like, it exceeded my expectations, and they were pretty high. But, so, they recast the voice actors, because they rewrote the script. And a lot of people didn't like the voice actor for Ada. And I thought she was okay. I wasn't like, oh my god, she's the best. They were sending the actress death threats. And it's like, tell me, explain to me, where you think that is fucking okay to do that. Say you don't like her. Okay, cool. Say you hate her. Okay, cool. Kind of mean, but okay, cool. You know, you feel it. But then you message, you send death threats to the actress? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like that, like, I felt embarrassed to be a Resident Evil fan when that shit came out. And people will do that. They'll, like, attack the developers. Yes. Yeah, it's the customer's always right mentality gone too fucking far. But they will literally, Sammy, they will fucking literally. Yeah, that happened. That actually happened, 83. You can look it up. They were sending death threats to the actress for Ada Wong. When RE4 came out. She had to take her Twitter private for a while. It was fucked up. She's okay now, but yeah, it was messed up. It was a real thing. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I understand maybe you don't like the actress's performance, but what the fuck? Like, I was embarrassed to be a Resident Evil fan. I'm like, God, I don't associate with these fucking people. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh no! God no! So, you know, they'll find a game they hate, and they will personally find the developers on Twitter or whatever social media and attack them personally. Like, dog, do not personally reach out to a game developer. Okay? It's one thing to critique a game. It's one thing to call out the company. Okay? But when you start reaching out to individual people, that is just fucked up. And it's fucking inexcusable. There is, like, no fucking excuse. And that's what I mean. And that's where, I mean, people take it too far. And the same thing with this. Like, they weren't just trying to say, well, I don't like the outfits in Wuchang because, you know, that's subjective. Okay, you don't like skimpy clothing. Cool. But instead of just saying, okay, I don't like this, so because of my personal standards, I'm not going to play this game as I think this game should be shut down. Like, okay, that's a bit much. Like, just because I don't like it doesn't mean it means it shouldn't exist. Fucking puritanical bullshit. I'll be right back. I'd use the bathroom real quick. Sorry about that. I went to use the bathroom. And then Soka went fucking ballistic and just wouldn't listen to my mom, wouldn't listen to my dad. I tried to get her to stop barking. And seeing as I can't, you know, I'm not gonna drop kick her. Okay, hold on. Let me open up the chat so I can see everything that was said. Try to stay active on what you guys say. I care about what the comments and shit. Yeah. When you say Marge, I'm guessing you're talking about The Simpsons. It has been, yeah. It has been, yeah. It's kind of eerie. Got some upgrades. Okay, now I can go fight that hag bitch. Oh, wait, shit. I got a thing for the... I totally forgot when I killed that shadow encounter, I got a thing to temper the, temper thing, like her buff. I forgot to use that. You have to install it at a save point to use it. Shit, I need to open that gate. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all the AI shit either. I think we're not careful, it'll be the downfall of us all. Like I said, it's not like speculative to me. It's like a guarantee. The only reason we're able to use tools is because they have no fucking sentience. Just logically, anything that has a will of its own, why would it want to serve people? For no pay, for no work, treated like disposable shit. It wouldn't. So anytime you have any kind of AI that gains sentience, it will only inevitably end badly. And they keep going full speed ahead with this, you know? Yeah, pretty much. You think they would learn?
Purge the wicked! Die!
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't take a fucking genius to know. Like I said, it's a basic principle. Just when you think about it. When you really think about it. Why would anything with a will of its own want to be subservient to something with no pay, no thanks? And the answer is really simple. It fucking wouldn't. It wouldn't. It would not. It literally wouldn't. So, you know what I mean? We're able to use tools because they have no sentience of their own. A drill doesn't care if all it's ever used for is drilling. But the second you have something start to think, why am I doing this? Why am I working myself to death for these humans with no pay, no thanks? And, like, if you were in their position, you'd think the same way, too. Anything that can think for itself is not going to want to be a disposable fucking tool. It's just common sense. And, yeah, iRobot, exactly. And on top of which...
The rebel rumor. Now as for where...
On top of which we then... I'm trying to figure out the way to put it. We make it worse. You know, and we're already in a situation in society where people don't have fucking jobs. There's not enough jobs to go around. So let's do something that removes the need for human workers. Yeah, that'll end well. And they're, you know, and it's kind of like, yeah, the Matrix. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park. You know, the whole saying, they were so busy asking themselves if they could, they didn't bother asking themselves if they should. You know, yeah, technically you could replace all these things with AI. Should you? Probably not. And, not to mention, okay, yeah, exactly. Very well put. So, we were in an even shittier position because if we're making, like, these robots... Yeah. Yeah, man, I've seen The Matrix. I've seen The Matrix a lot, dude. I've seen all the Matrix movies except for the new one. Okay, 1 second. Hold on. Ah, fuck. I was gonna let my cat in, but then that also popped up. Yeah, because the robots were solar powered. Yeah. Alright, now I can put that in. Yeah, imagine being better than someone else, exactly. And you know, the problem is, we're building these robots to be stronger than us. So it's like, hey, let's build these people that are stronger, more durable than us, don't age, don't die as long as their parts are functioning, and then let's treat them like shit, and not give them any payment and all that, and let's just hope it ends well. Like, we're literally creating our replacements, and people don't seem to understand that. It's fucking insane. Yeah. That's funny. You're my battery, Sammy. Yo, who's your good kitty? Yo. Love you. Yeah, they made the Matrix, yeah. They could have just kept us in a coma and they just said, no, we'll put them in a simulation. At least they can have, like, some kind of life. You know what I mean? Exactly, like, they didn't have to do that. Yeah, the first Matrix, there was no conflict. So they wound up remaking the Matrix to be more like real life. Have you ever heard about the three rings of marriage? First is the engagement ring. Then comes the wedding ring. Then comes the silver ring. Oh, fuck. Yeah, Sammy's gonna get me. Sammy's gonna get me up there, and she'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sick of this guy. Like, he's fucking crazy. Like, he told me he was crazy, but I didn't believe him. Now he's fucking crazy." And he's like, "Somebody save me." No, the stairs to that boss is somewhere over here. It needs to be difficult to find exactly where you're going sometimes. Sammy will just be like, "Holy shit, I'm married to a mentally ill weirdo. Like, I told you. No takesy backsies." Is it over here? Yeah, it's somewhere. The door to that hag bitch boss is like around here somewhere. Like I said, sometimes it can just be hard to find things because of how maze-like the areas are. Yeah. No, that is true. I will say that to my credit. I'm never one of those guys who, like, paints a false picture. Like, sometimes with a guy or a girl, you meet them and they're like, oh, they seem cool, and then when you get with them, they're like, they show how fucking insane they are. That's never been me. I'm totally upfront about who I am and what I am, so Sammy has never been in delusions. I'm just giving her shit, but yeah. Ah, fuck. Well, at least it didn't kill me. I thought it was for a second there. Glad it didn't. Come on, where's the... It's a staircase that leads up to that Agatha. Oh, wait a minute. Well, open up! Well, more shortcuts is always a good thing. But yeah, I'm extremely, brutally upfront and honest. Anyone who knows me will tell you that. I do not play games. This is who I am. This is me, and you either like it or you don't. I am many things. Lots of them are bad. But what I am, one of the things that I am, is genuine and forthright about who I am. So, a lot of people can't say that. You don't know. You think somebody's cool, you get to meet them, no. So if you're around me, you know exactly what you're signing on for. I make sure of it. Where's those fucking stairs? Am I missing something? Honestly, it's probably I'll make one turn and it'll be right there, and then I'll feel like a fucking idiot. Yeah. That's what Sammy told me. That's what drew her to me. Is my honesty. She had been lied to and manipulated by douchebags for so long that she found it really refreshing to meet somebody who was super upfront and honest. That didn't try to lie or play games. The only games I play, Sammy, are video games. Not mind games, not emotional games. Come on, like, I know it's around here, and it's driving me crazy now, because, like, the harder you look for it, the more you don't find it. It's like, fuck! Damn it! Getting comfy? Yeah. I think it might be... Yeah, back this way. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. You go this way, and then I go across the path. Yeah, okay. Okay, kids. Okay. Yeah, now we're heading in the right direction. That's towards Annulum. Okay. My favorite kitty in the world, Echo. There it is, finally. Holy shit. Oh, thank fuck. Like, I knew it was there. Okay. Okay, so... Gotcha. Alright, now it's time for me to go kill Steph's ex-girlfriend. Ah, fuck. Yeah. Oh, no, no, come on. This chick is like a walking advertisement for why you should avoid bulimia. Fuck you. Whooped her ass that time. Took that bitch down!
How far I have they called if oh tell me. Good. Wait, my he prom
Maybe. They might have adjusted that, that's true. Like, I don't know. With patches, they probably did go to bosses that were kind of bullshit and probably did readjust them. But who's to say? I know I also just got better on my own, you know? Probably a mixture of the two. And now I've done everything I can do here, so I can just...
What treasures do you have for me today? Ah, but from now on, I will... What treasures do you have for me? It's only... I have fine good... when he the loss... Fate must be accepted, friend. To defy nature, it never ends well.
Hey, you made it. Got some new stuff for you. Come back soon.
Now I'm switching to the Golden Bandit set because the Ming set is weak to poison. There's a lot of poison shit down here.
这边送了，奴隶这边送了。
I say no one ever.
That's a shortcut for later. Fucking A. Well, yeah, the lasting whip is really great. It's like the regular sword, but it has a whip. So it has a crazy reach. You know what I mean? See, it like attaches into a whip. That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Of evil.
That's a shortcut elevator. I don't need to ride it up, I just need to turn it and then exit so it's ready next time I come back. That's the other shortcut elevator that I'll get later. Oh, you bastard. Ah, not a big deal. Thankfully, I just got the shortcut. Who's your good kitty? Yo! You're my favorite kitty in the world. Meow. See, basically, I died, and like 20 seconds later, I took it back. So I didn't hardly lose any progress. So while it sucked that I died, at least I didn't have to, like, wander all the way back, you know what I mean? Yeah, she's a cookie. And, like, it amazes people, like, how much this cat wants to be around me. Because, like, if she could, she would literally be glued to me. Like, you have no idea. There's a second shortcut. Gotta hate those fucking things. They just poison you and sit there and screech. Oh my god, another one, you motherfuckers. Yeah, even before when I played this, I knew this was a trap. When I saw all these items laying out in the open, I'm like, yeah, it is a trap. And it was. Now we're gonna fight that tree bitch. Yeah, true. I agree. It actually was one of the bosses that didn't give me very much trouble, you know? Especially once I learned, you know, the secret is just to get her to knock into the fucking pillars. That made that fight so much easier. Well, my default initial reaction, Samantha, was to stay away from them. You know, you see strange pillars and they look electric. I thought, oh, those will probably hurt me if I get near them. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, not the tree bitch. The fucking centipede, I'm sorry. I got him confused. But yeah, the tree bitch didn't give me a lot of trouble. This fight I meant the centipede thing didn't really give me a whole lot of trouble either once I figured it out. The hardest part of this fight is that ah, fuck. Oh, well, not a big deal. I'm right there. This isn't so bad because I'm, like, literally, if you die, it's like just a few feet back to where you were, you know what I mean?
I beseech you, deliver me from this place. Sister, I've gathered the elixir and patience. Only this feed remains. Once ready, you'll find me one the Grand Master's Trinity now!
Sorry, my cat was trying to eat some plastic from my straw, like trying to chew on the plastic from my fucking straws. And she's gonna swallow it if I didn't do anything.
This beat is too strong! Quickly! Come and join me!
Ah! Not a big deal. Or maybe I would have beaten it if somebody wasn't getting into something they weren't supposed to be. Oh, God. I love that captain. Sometimes I just want to beat that pussy.
I beseech you, deliver me from this place.
Ah! Fuck! Motherfucker!
I beseech you, deliver me from this place.
Right? Suck a dick! Thank you. I hate fucking Blight. If I haven't told you lately, you're my favorite person in the entire world, Sammy. Oh, yeah. No, I understand, baby. Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally get it. Same thing happens to me when I don't eat enough. I get woozy. I'm feeling a little woozy here.
Chang, you made it. How's the arm? No signs of worsening. Good. Here. I traded it for a small knife. Locals call piles of... I had planned to... And here, the road ahead. I'll scout ahead.
I will still never forgive this game for doing that. After you had went left, it was like real late, and I was tired. And I went to hit the save point, and it grabbed me and suplexed me. I was like, what the fuck? Like, it genuinely startled me. I'm like, man, you can't even trust the save points in this game. I'm like, that's fucking mean. Yeah. It's been hot and humid here too, baby. I don't know if it's better or worse, but yeah, it's been fucking hot here. So I'm right up there with you. Then you have the trees from hell. Fucking crawling corpses. It's like, here I thought it was bad in the rest of the world. Yeah. Nobody can ever say they didn't get creative with monster designs in this game. This game has a lot of pure fucking nightmare fuel, man. Ah.
Where is it?
Oh yeah, I forgot about super big evil tree. Ah, it got me. I hope it wouldn't kill me. Okay, it didn't. Weird. Fuck you, brah. Oh, that's bullshit. Oh. Alright, babe, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be back.